Thank you. I'm gonna close that. And I'm live. Alright, let me get myself together. I'm using a microphone. Hopefully this is working, but welcome to Self-Care Sunday, YouTube edition. Happy New Year. All the good things. Happy Gregorian calendar New Year. I say that because the new year, if you're following the seasons, New Year's actually starts in March during the spring, but that's cool. We're in 2026 now, and yeah, it's starting off with a bang, literally. But we will get into our astro chat, but first we're going to start off with our flow today. Today I'm going to be just doing a very easy flow. It's not going to be chakra related, just an easy freestyle flow to kind of set our intentions for 2026, to kind of settle the mind. Actually, you know what? I might do an actual crown chakra. I might do crown chakra. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So cancel all of that. We're doing a crown chakra flow today, a very easy one. Yeah, and then we're going to talk about astro chat, the full moon in Cancer energy, and we're going to talk about Chiron and Aries going direct, as well as this Capricorn stellium going on. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my mat. I actually have a new mat, new year, new mat. Who this? So excited. So I have my new mat, and we're going to be trying it out today. So let's get into it. We're going to start with our deep breathing and meditation, setting our intentions for this practice. Like I said, we're going to be doing a crown chakra, so we're going to be grounding our thoughts, and with this Cancer full moon, we're going to be grounding our feelings as well. So I might throw in some solar plexus energy, chakra flow as well. All right, let me get this all clicked on. This is my first time going live on YouTube, so bear with me. Yeah. Going to get my harmony balls. And I usually have music. Let me get that going too while you're setting up on your mat, getting out whatever things you may need, blocks, blankets, any of the things that you may need to enhance your practice. Go ahead and grab those things now. I'm going to close my window. I was saging earlier. And you know, you have to open your windows when you're doing that. Otherwise, you're just going to be dancing with the demons that you're trying to clear out. But this is going to be a short flow today, maybe like 20 to 30 minutes, because I really want to get into the astrology of January. I mean, honestly, the first 3 months coming out the gate, wild ride. Neptune going into Aries, Saturn going into Aries, Chiron going in direct into Aries. Oh my gosh. And then Uranus is going into Gemini. I think that's not happening until the summertime, but still a whole lot of planetary energy taking place. Hello. I hope you guys got your mats out. Let's get into this energy. Have my harmony balls that I'm just going to use while I'm meditating today. Hello, Colin. No, Collision ATL. Maria. You do? All right, you got your mats out. All right now. I love that. This is my first live of 2026. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm going to put on my little music. Thanks for rocking with me over here on YouTube. I was doing this for the last 7 months over on IG, but IG would just not let me be great with the music. So hopefully we can get a little bit more flow going on this side. So go ahead and get your mats. Go ahead and get into sit position. And you can start by closing your eyes and deep breathing. And I will meet you on the mat. I should have already had this up, my bad. Alright. Gonna go with our normal reggae flow. I promise though, I'm gonna get this music together. I promise I'm gonna get this music together. Show me how to make thunder. Oh no. Oh Lord. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mariah. All right, let's get into it, guys. I'm going crazy. You're already in a sit position. Bring your hands into receiving position. Just right in front of you on your knees. You don't have to have harmony balls, it's just something that I have. But we're gonna go ahead and close our eyes and deep breathe. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Release. Inhale. And release. We do some nostril breathing, so we're going to close our left nostril with our left hand, or whichever hand is easier for you. Go ahead and close that left nostril. Inhale through the nose. And release. Switch nostrils. Release. Switch again. Release. Inhale, switch. And release. Last one on the left side. Last one on the right. Bring your hands back into the seated position in front of you on your knees. You're going to keep your eyes closed. You might feel a little lightheaded from that, but it's alright. It's a little natural high, just to kind of get you settled into your body. Continue to deep breathe. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Now you can sit upright like this, or you can lay flat on your back, whichever is more comfortable for you. And you guys are saying things in the chat. I can't see from here. But thank you for all your comments. And we're going to stay here for about 5 minutes. I know that doesn't sound long, but when you're in meditation, sometimes it feels like forever. So go ahead, close your eyes. 5 minutes. And set your intentions for the practice. Set your intentions for the year ahead. This Cancer full moon. Set your intentions about how you want to feel about 2026. What is the strongest emotion you want to feel for 2026? And lock in. Let's get into that frequency. Or you can set your intentions for the week ahead. Set intentions around what good news you're going to hear this week. What challenges you're going to circumvent victoriously. How are we going to responsibly handle our emotions? All of these things are prime for this Cancer full moon energy. Cancer full moon is January 3rd, and that energy lasts for about 3 days. So you might be feeling, about your body, getting your body into shape, maybe getting closer to your kids, cleaning your home, moving homes. These are all things that can happen under this energy right now. One full moon ritual that I do is mop my floors, so I'm definitely going to be doing that tonight. Continue to breathe. I'm going to be quiet. We got 3 minutes left. Continue to breathe. 2 more minutes. One more minute. Open your eyes and wiggle your toes and your fingers. Coming back to the present moment. Alright. Let me get my notes out because if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am honoring my yoga practice by sticking with the Sanskrit names of the poses. And so this has definitely been a learning process for me. But I'm very happy to be here nonetheless. Let's get into our solar plexus. We're going to do solar plexus with a couple of crown chakra flows added into it. So we're going to start with our easy neck pose, also known as Sukhasana. So we're going to take our left hand, pulling our head to the left side very gently. Don't forget to breathe. 3 deep belly breaths here. Switching sides. Pulling the head to the right ever so gently. 3 deep belly breaths here. To the sky, head up. We're going to take our right hand to the mat, bring our left hand overhead. 3 deep belly breaths here. Coming back to center. We'll repeat on the left side now. Bring our left hand down to the mat, right hand overhead. When you get to that side stretch, 3 deep belly breaths here. Back behind us, throwing our head up to the sky, exposing our throat chakra. Bring the shoulders down, 3 deep belly breaths here. Put your hips forward as comfortably as you can. Coming back up to center. Now we're going to bring them in of the mat. Reach, reach, reach. 3 deep belly breaths here. And coming back up to center. Now we're going to do our supine twist, also known as Kundalini circle. So we're going to bring our chest forward to the right, back to the left side, and then forward. And then we're going to go all the way around in the circle, and then we're going to repeat on the left side. So starting from our front, we're going to go to the right, front, right, contract the chest, bring the head down into the chest, to the left side, forward, repeat, right side, contract, left side, forward, onto the right again, right side, contract, left side, forward. Now we're going to go around in the circle 3 times. Throw that ass in the healing circle. Alright, last time. Now we're going to repeat on the left side. Front, left, contract back, right, forward. 2 more. Left, contract, right, forward, contract, left, contract, right, forward. Now around the circle. Come in the circle. Hearing some bones crack, that means you're doing something right. And coming back to center. Now we're going to go into our seated straddle pose, otherwise known as Konasana prep. Uttanasana. I'm sorry, I am going to butcher some of these names, okay? Like, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names, but it's a learning process. You know, work with me. It won't always be that way. But it is Upavita Konasana prep. So we're going to bring our elbows, we're going to straddle our legs, open this up right here, and bring our elbows and hands down to the middle of the mat. Keeping our legs flexed. You should feel that right in your hamstrings right here. 3 deep belly breaths here. Last one. And release. Now we're going to go to our seated straddle pose, also known as Upavita Konasana. Oh gosh, I am picturing that. All right, to the right. Some flashcards or something. Last breath. Last one. Coming up to center. Coming to the other side. Coming back to center. Konasana to the back. Pushing the hips forward as far as you comfortably can. Really deep belly breath here. Back to center. Let's shake out these legs. Shake them, shake them, shake them. We're going to come back together. Now we're going to do a seated forward bend, otherwise known as, oh, this is a big one, Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana. Forward bend. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can really see. Three deep belly breaths here. And coming back up, we're gonna lay flat on our backs. This is called banana pose. Now, there is no Sanskrit saying for this one, so this is probably a new age pose. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab our right wrist with our left hand, and we're going to pull it over gently to the right, like a banana. Bring a little curve into the body, stretching out that side. 3 deep belly breaths here. And switch sides. Grabbing our left wrist with our right hand and pulling gently to the right. 3 deep belly breaths. And coming back to center. Coming back up. We're actually going to go into fish pose. And this is called Matsasana. Fish pose. So come back. And what you're going to do is put an arch in your upper back, bringing your chest forward and coming back on the top of your hair. This is also a crown chakra move as well. So what you're going to do is use your elbows if you need to. Bringing the chest up, head on mat, crown chakra being activated here, along with the solar plexus. Deep breath. 3 of them. 1, 2, last one. Come back down to the mat. Now we're going to bring our knees into our chest for wind release, just to kind of counteract that lower back stretch. We're going to let our knees fall to the left side for a supreme twist. 3 deep belly breaths here. Bringing the knees back to our chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And we're going to let our knees fall to the right side. Bringing our left hand over, and our right hand is also looking to the left. 3 deep belly breaths here. Coming back to center. Releasing to the mat. Stretch out, stretch, stretch, stretch. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Excuse me, I had to let out that yawn. So the next pose we're going to do is bridge pose, Sarvagasana. Sarvagasana. So plant your feet right here and bringing your glutes up, keeping them tight and your core engaged. Kind of like you're squeezing, that's how you engage your core. 3 deep belly breaths here. Last one. Come back down to your mat, and then release pose. Knees into chest. Now we're going to go into our boat pose. So continue to lay flat. And this is called Navasana. So Navasana boat pose. So you're basically continue to lay flat. You can keep your knees bent like in bridge position. But what you're going to do is come up, so balancing, engaging that core to keep your balance. Hold here for 3 deep belly breaths. Release back down to the mat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Take a moment to breathe here. And then we're going to ascend. Engaging our core. 3 deep belly breaths here. Hands in receiving position. Last one. And release. Back down to the mat. mat. Ooh. And we're going to go up again. Engage that core. 3D belly breaths. This one. And release back to your mat. Go into wind release. And we're going to come up into our tabletop position. So we're going to roll over just like so. Placing our hands and feet are lined up with our shoulders. Our hands lined up with our shoulders. Knees lined up with our wrists. In a 90-degree angle. Varmasana. Tabletop position. Varmasana. Alright. So we're going to take our right hand. Fixed gaze on our fingertips. And then we're going to thread it through, just like so. Bringing our right shoulder to the mat and our head to the mat. 3 deep belly breaths here. Last one. And back to tabletop. We're going to repeat on the other side. Hands up. And thread it through. Bring that left shoulder to the mat. 3 deep belly breaths here. This is one of my favorite poses. It feels very good. So now we're going to go back and we're going to go into Balasana, which is child's pose. That one I know. We're going to send our hips back. And I like to go into wide leg. So we're going to widen the knees, and then we're going to sit into it, bring our buttocks down as much as we possibly can, bring our forehead to the mat. Stay here for as long as you like. This is one of my favorite poses as well. And then come back to the intentions that you set at the top of your practice here. You can breathe here. Send a prayer here, dispatching angels to your loved ones near and far here. Whenever you're ready, you can start your 3 count breaths. After that, we're going to go into our cobra pose. Coming back up, we're going to ascend, going into cobra, straightening out the legs, bringing our hips to the mat. Ooh, tightening those elbows, bringing them into the sides. Coming back into Balasana, child's pose. 3 deep belly breaths there. Coming back up into Bhujangasana. Cobra or Sphinx pose. Really belly breaths here. Coming back into Balasana, child's pose. Coming back to tabletop. And we're going to go into camel pose, tabletop Vimarsana. And then we're going to go into our camel pose, which is Uttanasana. Camel pose. And this is a variation of camel pose You can do it full out, or you can do the variation. Full out is going to bring your hands back to the heels of your feet, or you can do the variation and bring the hands to your back, pushing the hips out, chest down, and up, throat chakra exposed, right? So whichever one feels more comfortable to you. I'm going to go with the full out camel pose, right? So when you're ready, go ahead and go into the camel pose, otherwise known as Uttanasana. 3 deep belly breaths here. This is really good for trying to get into back bends. This is a really good exercise for that. Last one. Coming back up. Into prayer position. Rest the body. From here, we're going to go into our downward facing dog, also known as Adho Mukha Shavasana. Adho Mukha Shavasana. So coming back into tabletop, coming up on our toes, pushing our hips to the sky. You can start to cuddle the feet. Coming up on the toes if you like. You can either jump your feet to your hands, or you can walk. I personally jump. We're going to dangle here for a moment into ragdoll pose. Pull your shoulders to deepen the stretch. Let those shoulders hang, let the neck hang. Let your spine decompress. There we go. And we're going to come up, stacking each vertebrae on top of one another. Pulling it into hand over heart position. We're going to go into our sun salutation. Step back so you guys can see me. So from Tadasana, we're going to go into hand over heart, hinging at the hips. Hands on the mat for Chaturanga, also known as plank. Coming up into Bhujangasana. Cobra pose, up on toes, hopping feet, or walking feet to hands, coming up, stacking each vertebrae, and then go into it all over again, hands over heart, okay? So we're going to do 3 rounds of that, and we will have our sun salutation for this first self-care Sunday of 2026. And then we'll go into our body scan. Hands over heart, hinge at the hips. Hands on your mat, bend the knees, Chaturanga. Coming up, Bhujangasana. Coming up on toes. Feet to hands. I'm loving my mat. Shout out to Gym Mat. Hands over heart, at the hips, going right into it. This is our sun salutations. Giving reverence to the sun for vitality. Down into Chaturanga, Bhujangasana. Coming up. Downward dog, Mukhanasana. Feet to hands. Was that 2, right? Last one. Hands over heart, hinging at the hips. Down for Chaturanga, Bhujangasana, feet exposed. Coming up on toes. Let's do one more for good measure. One more. Stacking vertebrae, coming up to Tadasana. Hands over heart. Hinge at the hips. Chaturanga. Ooh. Coming up. Up my toes. Ooh, feet to hands. Excuse all my sound effects, guys. Hands over heart. Now let's take this time to do a quick body scan. So basically from head to toe, we're just going to tap in with self. Close your eyes and see if anything feels twingy, anything feels good. Are you dizzy? Did you strike a nerve? How do your knees feel? Just do a quick little body scan. And if you're over here from my IG, then you know I like to add my hands. And you kind of just get into a groove. And just from head to toe, scan your body. How do your shoulders feel? Are they tight? How does your neck feel? Does it hurt? How do your shoulder blades feel? How are your hamstrings feeling? Your quads? Are you dizzy? Are you seeing stars? Those are all signals from your body letting you know something. There's something right in my shoulder right here. Trained dancer, and so I do incorporate some dance within my yoga as well. Take the next 30 seconds, don't forget to breathe, and then we're going to go into our warrior one. Continue your body scan. Here, let's come parallel to our mat. We're going to go into our warrior one. So we're going to take our right foot, bring it forward, bend that back foot, keeping the knee at a 90-degree angle. Engage that core. Bring the hands overhead. 3 belly breaths here. Last one. Coming down to our mat, we're going to go into a low lunge. Now you can bring your knee to the mat, that makes you feel better. Or you can stay up on your toes to deepen the hip stretch. We're going to straighten that front leg. Bring our back leg to the mat, like so. Belly breaths here. Bring our left foot to our right foot. And then coming back up to Tadasana. Hand over heart. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So we're going to bring our right foot back. Our left knee at a 90-degree angle. Coming up on our toe. Bring the hands overhead. 3 deep belly breaths here. To our mat for a lunge. Virabhadrasana, that's warrior one. Straighten that front leg. And you can flex the front foot if you like. Or you can keep on the mat, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Now bring the feet together. Bring that up into Tadasana. Perfect. Now we're going to go into to our next flow. This one is actually very long, the ones that I teach live. They're about an hour long. But they're a little abbreviated for Sunday self-care. It's really about our sun salutations. But I will be releasing those as a series later on in the year. We're going to go into our true colors now. Bring the hands up overhead. Prayer position. Bring our right foot. You can either bring this to your ankle or your knee or your crotch. I'm going to bring it to my knee. 3 deep belly breaths here. It's for grounding. Bend the knees, plie. Some dancer stuff. Left side, 3 deep belly breaths here. Last one. Amazing. So now we're going to go into our calm down, our cool down flow actually. Come to the end, guys. We have about maybe 3 more flows. And we're going to go into seated goddess pose, which is Bhutavitna Kadakasana. I have to work on that one. Basically, we're going to put our left foot and we're going to sit on our right foot. Bring our hands to prayer position. 3 deep belly breaths here. Last one. Come up, we're going to switch sides. Hands in prayer position. 3 deep belly breaths here. We're going to bring both of our feet, bringing the heels together. Excuse me. Bringing your hands to either side of your knee. Your elbows to either side of your knee. Prayer hands. This is a really garland pose, a really good pose if you're ever constipated. Maybe TMI, but it works. 3 deep belly breaths here. Malasana. Come down to the mat like so. And we're going to cross our legs right over left knee. And we're going to set up for a cow face. Gomakasana. Gomakasana. So we're going to take our hands open like so. Opposite ends, bringing one top and the other one bottom. The goal is to get your fingers to touch, but if you can't do that, no worries. 3 deep belly breaths here. Switch arms, switch sides. 3 deep belly breaths. Together, up, bring the hands down. Now we are going to go into happy baby pose. Another one of my favorites. You're going to grab each heel, open up your hips, and rock like a happy baby. I do not know the Sanskrit name for that one. And this is really great to massage your spine. If it's just you at the house and want everybody to rub on your back, it's a happy baby pose. Ooh. You can stay here for as long as you like. We're going into Shavasana now. You guys did it. We made it. Yay. So while you're in Shavasana, I want you to think about the intentions that you set at the top of this practice. The prayers and the angels that you dispatch to your loved ones near and far. Your gratitude for the week ahead, for the year ahead. 2026. It's going to be interesting. A lot of changes happen in 2026, but we'll talk about that in our astro chat. Let's take this time now to rest, to allow all that good chi to reverberate throughout the body, each of the limbs, and just breathe. Think about the good news you're going to hear this week. Think about the challenges you're going to victoriously circumvent. Stay there. While you're there, I'm going to go grab my cards. I have a new deck that I'm using today. I'm very excited. Just stay in Shavasana. Up there is that who knows what they're doing. Jesus. Whenever you're ready, start wiggling your toes and then coming back to the present moment. I see you over there.
Hi guys.
That's my baby. So, hi guys. Love that little man. So, if you have reached this far into the live and you're not into the cards and all of the things, then this is where we part ways. But of course, no hard feelings, no love lost. I'm always glad to have these energy exchanges with you all. And with that, I say namaste. Now for the rest of you all who are into the esoteric occult life, I have a new deck. And I need to clean it first, but I'm gonna, this is my cleansing spray, but I'm also going to do the Palo Santo with my new deck. Actually, I'm going to do all of them. I'm going to clean all of them. can get into some astro chat about the energies that are happening right now. This is the Sibyl's Oraculum. I saw this when I went to Atlanta to Phoenix and Dragon, which is my favorite metaphysical store of all time. I've been going there since I was in high school. And I saw this deck, I saw the book, but they didn't have any more decks. So, otherwise I would have bought it right then and there, but I ended up ordering it. And I got this deck because I have been studying about the Sibyls. I've been studying about the Sibyls, and I've been studying about African spirituality. In this book, the Sibyls, the first prophetess of Mami Wata. So I've been reading this, and so I just felt like it was right to get this deck of cards. Now, if you don't know who the Sibyls are, the Sibyls were the oracles of Delphi in Libya, and they were African women who came to the Mediterranean. They came to Rome. They were trusted advisors, especially of Plato and Aristotle. Believe it or not, their teacher was an African woman. Yeah, and her name was Aspasia. But history does what it always does, and it demonizes the women of our history, the ones who have had major impact. And because of the Roman Catholic Church and the patriarchy, Aspasia was reduced to a prostitute of Pericles. But the more you know, okay? So the Sibyls, they were astrologists, they were mathematicians, they were the muses. They were always called on for their divine interpretations, whether it was cards or coffee or tea leaves, astrology. And you know, it's crazy, a lot of Nostradamus's predictions actually came from Sibyls because they were astrologists. But again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can do your own research. But again, Sibyls, Sibyls. But it just makes you, wonder, what else are they hiding from us? But that's neither here nor there. But that's why I got this deck, because I've been studying the Sibyls, and there's one line in this book, the Sibyls, the first prophetess of Mami Wata, is that, where is it? I didn't bookmark it. I should have. But basically saying that the Sibyls of the world, because they were captured and enslaved and trafficked, essentially, a lot of us are descendants of Sibyls, and it made a point in the book that a lot of our modern day Sibyls are growing up in the ghettos of America. And you know that one cousin that sees things or hears things or can read palms or just has claircognizance or clairsentience of some sort? Yeah. But we're getting off tangent. Let's go into, I see you with that marshmallow, you little turkey. Did Daddy ever make your pizza?
No.
Excuse me. You were my own mommy during my life. But let's talk about this astrology. I'm going to do a whole nother video on Sibyls. But currently the moon is in Cancer. But as of right now, the moon is moving into Leo, but we're still in full moon Cancer energy, because that energy lasts for 3 days. So we're in, moon is in Cancer, along with Jupiter that is in retrograde right now. And the moon being in Cancer is giving us a whole lot of nurturing energy, and it's making us tap into our feelings more, tapping into our nurturing, tapping into our homes, our children. Those are a lot of Cancer themes. Also, the food that we're eating. So being at the top of the year, people are taking more notice of what they're putting into their bodies, taking more notice about taking care of their bodies, getting in the gym more. So Moon and Cancer energy at the top of the year, it sounds very fitting for any New Year's resolution. Also, we're under a Capricorn stellium, as we have Mars and Mercury also in Capricorn. And I just want to make this point. I was watching that Cam Newton and Nally Nunn interview last night with my partner, and oh my gosh. That was the craziest interview I have ever seen. Like, it's a lot of Capricorn energy. I think Nally Nunn is a Capricorn. I don't really know much about her except for that she's on Zeus Network, and she used to be on Bad Girls Club and all of that, but she's always in drama, and that's not really my lane. But I thought it was interesting because one of the clips, it had her really like humbling Cam Newton. But when you look at the whole interview, it was just basically two manipulators just trying to out-manipulate each other. It's just ridiculous. But the Capricorn stellium there, Mars being in Capricorn and Mercury being in Capricorn. Capricorn is all about that boss energy, right? And so, but when you have Mars there, it can be like fighting words, right? It can be fighting words. Mercury has to do with the mind and communication. You have Mars, and that's about in its lowest form, aggression, in its highest form, assertiveness. And there was a lot of aggression in that interview, but it really showed Capricorn energy in the light that it's in. And Capricorns, a lot of people say Capricorns are like really like, stern and or whatnot, but if a Capricorn likes you, they're really funny. If they are comfortable around you, they're some of the most hilarious people. And I gotta say, that interview was probably one of the most entertaining, sad, entertaining things that I've ever seen, because it's literally two narcissists going back and forth. But that is a great example of Mars and Mercury in Capricorn. But yeah, so yeah, if you watched it, put in the comments. Did you watch it? And I'm not going to get into these just yet. I'm going to go to my astrology cards here. So we have Moon in Cancer. So Moon in Cancer energy, you might be wanting to clean your home. Like I said, getting more in touch with your family. It's all right, baby. Getting more in touch with your family, cleaning your home, being more mindful of what you're putting into your body. Just put it down. It's fine. Just put it down. It's easy. Just put it down. Thank you. See you guys later.
I'm just going to the Lila.
Oh, okay. All right. So here's Sunday, guys. So yeah, Moon is in Cancer, dealing with our feelings, and the Moon is about expressing our feelings. So how are you expressing your feelings? How are you feeling in this 2026? It's a whole lot of chaotic energy, and I'm gonna be honest, it's about to get a little bit more interesting. What we got here? Uranus, radical change. Yes, I was just saying radical change. And Chiron on the bottom. I feel like that's spirit telling me to move along in the energy and get to the other part of this, which is Chiron just went direct in Aries on January 2nd. And Chiron in Aries, hurt and heal. Hurt and heal is what's on the Chiron card. Uranus is currently in Taurus right now, and it moved into Gemini July 2025. So we got a glimpse of what Uranus and Gemini energy is going to be like. In Uranus and Gemini, radical change. Radical change. And I was just saying how 2026 is going to be a doozy. So it's 2027 because we're having all this radical change. But Uranus moves every 7 years. Every 7 years. So think back on the last 7 years. What has radically changed for you in the last 7 years? because we're moving out of that energy and going into Gemini energy with Uranus. And Gemini has a lot to do with media. It has to do with how we communicate, our thoughts, intellectual prowess, innovativeness. And so we're seeing a lot happening with media as well. Media has to do with Gemini. So I expect a lot of changes in communication. You know who else is a Gemini? Orange. So we'll see what happens with that. But moving to Chiron, if you're not familiar, I think Chiron is such a very important placement in our astrology charts. Chiron and Aries just went direct, and Aries is all about war. Well, I'm not going to say Aries is about war. Mars is about war, and Mars rules Aries. And so we've had a couple of things happening in that sector. We've seen Nigeria getting bombed on New Year's Day. We've seen Venezuela, the president of Venezuela, being kidnapped. We're going to say kidnapped because that's what it is. But also within that energy, I mean, I have mixed feelings about the whole thing with Venezuela because Venezuela was actually coming for Guyana, which is my country as well. I'm half Guyanese and half black. Gemini, curiosity, intellect, networking. So I'm getting some Gemini energy. But Chiron and Aries is ruled by Mars, and so war. Chiron is not going to stay in Aries. Chiron actually moves, I want to say in the summertime, to Taurus. So hopefully we will see this warlike energy ending, but on a more personal level. There's too many cards. One card, Spirit. On a personal level, Chiron going direct in Aries has to do a great deal with our internal space. Where are we being assertive at? Where is our drive happening? Aries has to do with the individual, and it's the baby of the zodiac. Are you having some kind of newfound energy in a new space in your life? And I'm just going to go through the different houses that Aries is going direct in. No, I'm sorry. Virgo, integrity, reverence, and service. Chiron is going direct Aries in your first house of self. Taurus is happening in your 12th house of your subconscious, hidden things, and karma. Gemini is happening in your 11th house of gains and networking. Curiosity, networking, intellect. That's happening for Gemini, suns and rising. That's happening in your 11th house. Cancer is happening in your 10th house of career and public persona, public reputation. Leo, this is happening in your 9th house of foreign travel, beliefs, the house of God as well, also legal things and publications. Are you publishing a book? Virgo, that actually just popped out. This is happening in your 8th house of transformation. Virgos, y'all been having time with your relationships because Saturn and Neptune has been there for the last 3 years, 14 years for Neptune. So hopefully when this energy moves in February, you'll get more clarity about your relationships. You might even be going through a divorce right now. Libra is happening in your 7th house of relationships. Virgo, 8th house, I was just saying because Virgo is having a lot of activity in their 7th house. But Libra, the Chiron and Aries energy is happening in your 7th house, popped out. House 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. So that goes for Capricorns. Again, we're having a stellium in Capricorn. But let me continue going down the list. Libras, your relationships of all kinds, family, platonic, romantic, business, even hidden enemies. Open enemies are happening in this house. Scorpio, this is happening in your 6th house. Scorpio 6th house, this has to do with your health, work, routines. What's changing about your daily routines? Where are you asserting yourself more in your daily life? Mercury also in that Capricorn energy. this energy is happening in your 6th house, Scorpio. Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. That really goes along with that Gemini energy, that Uranus energy that I was talking about earlier. Sag, this is happening in your 5th house of creativity, love, sex, and romance, and entrepreneurship. Where are you asserting yourself more? Are you asserting yourself more in your creativity and your entrepreneurial works? I love that for you. Cap, this is happening in your 4th house of cultural, family, and roots, home, peace, and comfort. Capricorns, you guys have a stellium happening right now. You got Mercury, Mars, also Venus in your Capricorn, in Capricorn right now. So this is all about grounding energy. This is all about that serious energy. This is about really putting in the work. Capricorn doesn't have too many emotions. They're really about that. They're really about their business. And if you're holding up the process, then baby, you gotta get out the way. Instigation, bravery, and pioneering spirit, that also has to do with that Uranus energy. That's for our cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, which is what I'm talking about right now. Thank you, Spirit. So Capricorn is really about that grounded energy. So this is a couple of cards. Let me finish out where Chiron is going direct. Aquarius, this is happening in your 3rd house of short distance travel, extended family members, siblings, cousins. You could be having some assertiveness there, or maybe aggression coming from an extended family member, or aunt, uncle. Pisces is happening in your 2nd house of finances. House 10, what would we say? House 10. Cancer. Moon in Cancer, House 10, structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments and career. Cancer, cardinal signs. Where are you asserting yourself? Where are you putting that discipline at right now? How are you asserting yourself? Or are you being aggressive? Are you just taking things? You have to balance out that give and take energy, especially for our cardinal signs. But let's go into the book, because I'm rambling. I'm also going to close my window because it's cold. Planets, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus. Chiron. The deepest wound, a teacher of wisdom, experiences, a spiritual injury, a healing journey where you develop empathy and heal others in self-acceptance. So I'm actually going to be putting this on my Substack, so I know that I'm going through them kind of quickly here, but I will have them on Substack by Wednesday. I'm giving you the kind of explanation of Chiron and Aries in those respective houses. But what is your great spiritual injury? Chiron, the wounded healer, is the archetype, is the wounded healer archetype. And I won't get into all the mythology about it, but this is how you heal yourself and teach others how to heal themselves by healing yourself. Does that make sense? You heal others by healing yourself. So where is it? And I'm assuming it's in one of these houses. How are you showing up? How is your healing journey healing others? And that might not even be your intent. It's not even something that you're probably conscious about. But what is the one thing that you have learned from one of your deepest wounds? And how can you share that with others? Chiron is all about that energy. Yeah. Chiron and Aries. And there may be an ego wound. It could be an ego wound. It has to do with something with self, though, and in regards to how you're approaching this energy. So how are you healing yourself? And how is that helping others to heal as well? Also, Moon in Cancer. Moon in Cancer, Aries, this is happening in your 4th house. cultural and family roots, home and peace and comfort. Taurus, this is happening in your 3rd house. That's my dog. She can't go outside right now, so she's over there kind of crying. Taurus, this is happening in your 3rd house of communication, thinking, short distance travel, extended family members. Gemini, this moon and Cancer energy is happening in your 2nd house, and this is a favorable placement for you. So hopefully you're getting some money within the next couple of days. Leo, this is happening in your Cancer. This is happening in your 1st house of self. What is changing about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? When you look in the mirror, what is the feeling that you get? Leo, this is happening in your 12th house. This has to do a lot with your mental health. What is going on with your mental health? Hidden things, your subconscious institutions. Have you been to a hospital in the last couple of days? Have you gone to visit somebody? Also, Virgo, this is happening in your, Virgo, this is happening in your 11th house of gains, your networks and organizations. It could be illuminating. How do you feel about your networks and your organizations right now? Are they working for you? Is it something that you want to change? Could be. Libra, this is happening in your 10th house. What is being illuminated about your career and your public persona? How do you want to show up in the world? Scorpio, this is happening in your 9th house of beliefs, the house of God, also publications, long distance travel, foreign languages, a lot of foreign travel here. So are you traveling somewhere? I'm actually a Scorpio sun, and I am traveling within the next 2 months out of the country. So very exciting stuff here. And this is why I like astrology, because again, it's not something that is so woo-woo. It's more so, it's a calendar and it's a clock. And you can find out which season you're in according to your placements, your natal placements. Coco, I can't let you out right now, girl. I'm sorry. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 8th house of transformations, occult secrets, even divorces, death and rebirth, and new beginnings here. What is transforming for you? Also, other people's money. So maybe you are getting more clients, hopefully, fingers crossed. Capricorn, this is happening in your 7th house of relationships of all kinds, platonic. This is happening in your 7th house, platonic relationships, business relationships, romantic, and even family relationships. Is there something being illuminated? How do you feel about your family right now? How do you feel about your relationships? How do you feel about the relationship with yourself? Aquarius, this is happening in your 6th house of health and daily routines. What is being illuminated by your routines? How do you feel about your routines? What do you need to change about your routines, your daily routines, or even your job? Pisces, this is happening in your 5th house of creativity, love and romance. How do you feel about your love and sex relationships? How do you feel about your entrepreneurial career? How do you feel about your creativity? Interesting things. But again, all of that information is going to be on my Substack, and I'm going to link that below. Coco Puff, I can't let you out, girl. So now we're going to move along to my civil cards. I'm very excited. I've never used these cards, but I'm very excited to see, how I resonate with them, because the history behind civils is just so interesting. I love it so much. Oh, that's 2 cards. Disguise and play. Is that another card? Disguise, play, defense. Interesting. I feel like there's too many cards. Should I just take it? I'm gonna take it. What's on the bottom? Detachment. Aquarius and Capricorns know about some detachment, and Scorpios too. Hello. All right, let's look this up very quick. Just want to see what it says. Coco, I can't let you out, girl. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. And I also have, they have hot cards. These are all hot cards. Hot cards. Action cards. Yeah, I love this so much. Oh, I love it so much. I just kind of wish it had a table of contents for each of the cards, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay. So we're going to go to disguise. Cocoa Puff, I can't. I'm so sorry. Disguise 130. All right. Deception feeds and protects all life. Disguise. Key symbol. This animal represents the Amazigh deity Ash, who was known as the Lord of Libya and was a god of oasis, guardian of the Sahara Desert, and protector of the vineyards of Western Nile Delta and royal estates. Depicted here as an unknown beast, he could be considered frightening or dangerous. Things are not always what they seem. He appears malefic, but is benign. Interesting. To survive this, you must enhance or further develop other qualities within yourself. All personality types exist within us, and they may be accessed when needed. Adaptation is not being fake. Sometimes it is the only way to survive. That's interesting, especially when you think about the Sybil kind of legacy and how it has matriculated throughout the ages. It evolved into hoodoo in America and voodoo, and also there's aspects of Christianity in there as well. So they did have to hide a lot of their practices in order to stay under the radar during the Roman Catholic regime. So very interesting. I love always putting the history with the mythical things because, again, you know, truth is stranger than fiction. But I think that's fascinating. All right, so let's go into the next one. This is my first time looking into these cards, so I'm just, what came out is what I'm reading. I normally do my astrology cards, my chocolate cards, my self-care cards, but we're going to get into that. Defense, which is definitely about Aries energy, so let's see what it has to say. Oh, these are all behind each other. Defense. Defend your point by making it sharp. Ooh. Defend your point by making it sharp. Ooh, that's a bar. The fasciousness was a popular Roman amulet in the shape of a phallus. It protected its wearer from envy, malevolent magic, and the evil eye. Honor your truth by protecting it from all that would attack it, including yourself. Honor your truth. What do I always say? Live in authenticity. Honor your truth. Protect it from all that would attack it, including yourself. I mean, this is definitely Chiron and Aries energy, for sure. For sure. Defense, disguise. Yeah, those sounds like war tactics. Interesting. We're definitely in a spiritual warfare right now. Play. Follow pleasure whenever the way is clear. This scene depicts Cleopatra's bath, a natural hot spring in the Siwa oasis. The spring is one of many in the area and located on the path that leads to the temple of Ammon. Cleopatra's bath represents fun, beauty, laughter, luxury, and relaxation, and is a reminder never to forget to occasionally pamper yourself. Hello, it's Self-Care Sunday. The divinatory meaning, try to find joy in life circumstances to maintain your beauty. Laugh. And I've always said the biggest act, and I've been saying this probably since the pandemic, the the greatest act of rebellion that we can do in these weird times is to find joy. That is our biggest act of rebellion, because of course the enemy wants to have you fried, dyed, and laid to the side and confused so they can control you better. But joy is definitely the best act of rebellion in that regard. I really like these cards. I'm looking very much forward to diving into these cards a little bit more, but this was just like a little trial run. But let's go into our chakra deck. I'm going to pull out all of the crown and solar plexus ones and shuffle those and see what spirit would like for us to dive into. I won't lie, it's a little live, it's a little chaotic, but you know, bear with me. So let's just see which one of these cards. It's only 4 of them, so let's do this one. Self-esteem, 21, which reduces down to 3. Confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. Yes. Because that's what we're all about on Self-Care Sunday, right? You are worthy. You are unique and powerful. Let the sun that you are shine through your actions and being today. Love that. Love that with that play energy that we just talked about. The greatest rebellion right now is joy. Find joy. So let's read. It's time to rise up and fully embrace the unique individual you came here to be. Follow your inner voice and feel great about being who you are, expressing yourself in simple, authentic ways. If we always seek to please others to fit in, our confidence and self-esteem will always rely upon their approval. It is time to take back your deep inner power and claim a sense of confidence in the simply being you. Acknowledge your very best qualities, take pride in how you present yourself, and learn to love your imperfections as essential aspects of what make you the uniquely divine individual that you are. This card is an invitation to discover who you are and the power within your true self. I love that. Play. Your joy is disguising your act of rebellion. This is your greatest form of defense. Joy. I love that. I love that for us. Yes. That was great. I love that. All right, let's go into our self-care deck. Because I think I've been on here for a minute. Holy Spirit, one card from the self-care deck, please. What self-care act can we do on today? On this intuition, number 28, 8, 9, 10. Intuition, and that has everything to do with moon energy. The moon is our intuition, that Cancer full moon energy. Intuition, yes. Your feelings. How do you feel about these different areas of your life? What is your strongest feeling right now? What's your strongest emotion? Let's read that. Intuition, number 28. 28 is also the number of abundance as well. Numerology. The mantra. I listen to my intuition as it leads me on my highest path. Ooh, love that. Intuition is the insight that comes before thought and without thinking. It is an innate knowledge of what is in alignment with our highest good. It is the energy of the universe that directs us on our life path, nudging us toward the choices that will fuel our growth. Intuition resides within the heart and goes beyond logic or reason. Its messages are shared without judgment or need to be defined. Reinforce intuition's essential role in maintaining your well-being in connection to the spiritual realm by listening to it and acting upon it regularly. Keep track of when you receive an intuitive message and how it often turns out to be right. either by making a mental note or writing it down. As you notice the trend of your intuition as a guiding force, you'll come to trust it more and more. Journal prompt. Recall a time when you intuitively knew something was a bad idea but ignored your intuition. How can you learn from this experience? So in this Cancer full moon energy, for the next couple of days, write down your dreams. Write down the things that you get hunches about. Write down your feelings about how you feel about different areas of your life. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the interactions that you're having? How do you feel about your job? How do you feel about travel? How do you feel about your wishes coming true? How do you feel about your mental health? I love that so much. I love this. This was great. So thanks for rocking with me on my very first live of 2026 here on YouTube. I will be back next Sunday doing the very same thing, talking about whatever is happening during the constellation, the movement of the constellations. Then what's it gonna be? Moon enters Scorpio. Yeah, the moon is gonna enter Scorpio, so that should be fun, right? Let's get deep and purge and expose things. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, namaste and see you next week. I've been on here for an hour and 27 minutes. Lord have mercy. How do I end this thing?